Alright, everyone settle down. Alright, it's Mario Kart prediction season, and I need good predictions, and the only people that I can think of that can give me that result is myself. So, I'm asking all of you to give me your input. Future me, what do you got? If my future sense is right, we should be seeing Diddy Kong and Funky Kong coming to Wave 6.
I object to that notion.
Oh, come on. What is so ludicrous about it?
The very fact that you're relying on two Kongs to show up as the final characters in Wave 6 is utter debauchery. There can only be one Kong, and they have to be paired up with a new character, and that new character has to be Pauline. There is no indiscernible fact that it cannot be the case. Oh, it seems the jester has thought of a good joke.
Oh, you are surely mistaken, my kind friend. As you see, you are all wrong.
Excuse me?
It's going to be a random pick. Both new characters. My guess is going to be Nabbit and Monty Mole, because Nintendo does like their surprise picks.
Oh, heavens, mighty the clownery. You are all predominantly wrong. It has to be one of a monarchical status, and frankly, I can only think of two concurrent characters that could fit that bill. Personally, King Bobomb and King Womp as the new playable races to come to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the Booster Course Pass Wave 6. I bid you adieu.
The fact that this entire thing spurred up because I wanted predictions just makes me want to P3 myself. Wait, we're missing one. You, what are your opinions on the matter? I think we ignore that one. Yes, my Cherryful chariots, we return once again to talk about the Booster Course Pass. Now, to add a little context, about 2 months ago I did a video highlighting my predictions, or more so my wishes, for Wave 5 and 6. And there were some courses that I put in there that may not be accurate today. And while we all know how Wave 5 ended up being, considering that I only got 2 of my guesses right, both of which being tour tracks, today I wanted to come back and revise some of my Wave 6 predictions, or more so wishes. Because with updated information and with the passage of time constantly going by, I thought it would be best to revise all of them to more so have an accurate estimation as to what could possibly be in Wave 6. However, I'm only going to go over the courses that I believe will make it to Wave 6. I will not go over the characters because that's a whole different discussion for another video that I have planned. So if you're wondering if I'm ever going to talk about it, don't worry, I am. But enough with the presentations, let's get to it. Now, in the original video when I was starting off the list with the Acorn Cup, the first course that I mentioned that I expected to see was a city course track that would take place in Rome. But let me highlight to you why this prediction itself was important. Because you see, around the time when I made the video, which was back in May, everyone was saying that the R course that we didn't know what it was at the time was going to be based on Rio, which is a city in Brazil. Now, at the time, I didn't believe this more so because I was Eurocentric, and frankly, due to Mario Kart Tour's history of courses that they choose, most of them ended up being from, guess what? Europe. However, that didn't stop everyone from picking Rio anyway. It didn't help either that around the same time, we also got data mines for a course that eventually became known to be Lakeside Park from the GBA coming to Mario Kart Tour, which, as of me recording, currently is the Sunshine Tour. So, in addition to all that evidence, everyone thought that Rio was going to come to Mario Kart Tour with Lakeside Park. But oh god, couldn't they be wrong? Hell, under that same video, I got mocked for putting Rome in my initial predictions. But guess what? Karma's a bitch, and the future is very telling. I never said I wasn't petty. But that matters not. What does matter is that my prediction of Rome being in Wave 6 was correct. Now, as to whether or not it's going to be in the Acorn Cup or the Spiny Shell Cup, that remains to be determined. So, in other words, don't doubt me. Now we move on to the second pick that I chose, being Airship Fortress. Now, initially, it was more so me being very hopeful because I felt very wronged by DS Mario Circuit's inclusion back in Wave 4, and I still do. However, how well does my prediction hold up today? Well, I can tell you this, it holds up just as well then as it does now. Recently, revolving around Wave 6, there's been talk that there's going to be 2 GCN tracks. Let me tell you why I don't think that's the case. The remaining GCN courses are DK Mountain, Dino Dino Jungle, and Mushroom Bridge. Frankly, Mushroom Bridge is too simple to be put in Wave 6, and that's especially telling considering that we recently learned that Daisy Cruiser was supposed to be in Wave 4, and Waluigi Stadium was supposed to be in Wave 3, so that should tell us that Mushroom Bridge was initially planned for Wave 5. However, due to the whole situation with Maple Treeway, that never ended up happening. So now, in the future, we are presented with a problem. Are there 2 GCN courses, or are there 1? Frankly, I only believe it's 1, and that 1 is going to be DK Mountain. Yes, I'm aware, DK Mountain has some similarities to DK Summit, but you know what also has a similarity to DK Summit? Mount fucking Wario. Frankly, I don't think that a track being too similar to another track, it stops any track from getting into the Booster Course Pass, because clearly Wave 5 has showed us that even a track like Sunset Wilds, which we already had a Desert Plateau themed track, could get in while Calamari Desert was already in Wave 2. And if all the talk was true, Wii Rainbow Road is going to be the final course to end off the entire Booster Course Pass. Just like how Rainbow Road for the 3DS was the final course to end up all the waves from Wave 3 backward. Frankly, I was never one to believe that just because a course is similar to another, it immediately disqualifies it, because it's kind of stupid, because if you look at it all technically, every course shares a similarity with each other. Oh, but that's not even getting into the Wave 6 Nitros that I think are going to be added. So yes, for the second slot, I'm going to keep Airship Fortress where it is, because frankly, I think DS was wronged horrifically and it needs to make amends. Now for the third slot. In the original spot, I put the bathroom course, but clearly we've already seen that Squeaky Clean Sprint is in Wave 5, so that means my original prediction for this slot being the bathroom course is completely inaccurate. However, with that revelation, we come with another one, that being a new Nitro track called Piranha Plant Pipeline. What is fucking Nintendo's weird obsession with piranha plants recently? And when everyone saw that this was coming to Mario Kart Tour, everyone already assumed that it was coming to Wave 6. As initially there were going to be 3 Nitro spots, however, recently that has changed due to a little highway. I guess a nice sort of trivia is that everyone believes that this was the original test course on the original Mario Kart DS, which, yeah, I could see it. If that does end up being true, that is a freaking nice little callback. Now all we need to see return is the N64 town course that... wait... Also, upon looking back at the file names, Mob DK possibly could have stood for Dokkan, so I'm possibly thinking that Mob DK stands for Piranha Plant Pipeline, which if you ask me, looking into the history of Mario Kart DS and then looking at the name of the file, it all comes back together, considering that the test course that everyone keeps referring it to is originally called Dokkan Course, so it's possible that Mob DK was in reference to that. But moving on. In the original 4th slot in the Acorn Cup, I originally put Haunted Woods from DKR. Like I said in my original video, I was literally pulling shit out of my ass for that one. I in no way, shape or form thought that Haunted Woods was going to at all make it into the game. But if something like it were to appear, that would have been nice. However, recently, Mario Kart Tour has blessed us with a retro track that I could think fits the bill on this. Frankly, I believe the course that will be taking this final spot in the Acorn Cup is SNES Bowser Castle 3, a course that was originally supposed to be in Wave 5, but got shafted to Wave 6, for some reason. Now, I've heard arguments saying that it's probably going to be in the Spiny Shell Cup, so then that way the 2 final cups are going to be a Bowser Castle and a Rainbow Road. However, there were a few games where that wasn't the case. Now, you can write that off completely entirely, because it's a modern Mario Kart, and most modern Mario Karts usually end with a Bowser Castle with a Rainbow Road, so Cereza, what are you thinking? Now, I think this is going to be a Super Mario Kart or a Mario Kart 64 situation, where the cup before the final cup, the last course to end off that cup was a Bowser Castle, and frankly, if we are going to assume that the courses line up with their matched placements in the original cups that they were in, Bowser Castle 3 is at the end of the Star Cup, and if the shoe fits, then we will likely see this course coming into the Acorn Cup. But frankly, for all the courses that I mentioned thus far, it's probably just going to be in whatever cup that Nintendo sees fit, as Nintendo likes to shuffle things around a bit. But now we reach the halfway point of my original video, and oh my god, couldn't I be wrong. Now, for some odd reason, Nintendo chose to put Vancouver Velocity in Wave 5, which is fine I guess, because we get access to it earlier, but that throws my entire initial prediction out the frickin' loop. So now I'm just left with the other city course that I predicted for Wave 5 being shafted to Wave 6, and that course being, which I happily dubbed, Madrid Motorway. Now, I know I'm not the first person to come up with Madrid Motorway, but that's the name that most people go with anyway, so we're just gonna stick to it. Now, as of me recording this, there's no official stamp of Nintendo approval that Madrid is coming to either Mario Kart Tour or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. However, if one comes to the former, it will definitely go to the latter. Now, I'm sure there are many places in this world that start with the letter M, so I'm going to highlight some of them for you now. Alright, glad we went through that. I still hold the belief that Madrid will be the next city course that we get in Mario Kart Tour, because I'm really preying on it. So yeah, although I didn't initially put this in my Wave 6 predictions, it is heavily likely that it will be in Wave 6 moving forward. Now, the next course that I put in the slot in front of Vancouver Velocity in my original video was none other than DK Mountain. Now, I will keep my prediction the same for this one, as I see no reason as to why it should. First off, I am not changing it to Dino Frickin' Jungle, because frankly, I hate that course with every bone in my body because Double Dash made me so. So frankly, if I had to pick two of the worst evils, I would pick DK Mountain. Now, in my original video, I stated that both of these courses were in the same game before, so it would make sense that they would be coming back again in Mario Kart 8. And I got a comment saying that, yes, however, DK Summit was a Nitro and DK Mountain was a Retro. Now, I'll concede, maybe comparing DK Mountain and DK Summit this time is a lot different. However, let me point out other retro courses that have shown up together with each other in past games, and they share a similar theme. Mario Kart DS, we have N64 Choco Mountain and SNES Choco Valley. In that same game, we have GBA Peach Circuit along with GBA Luigi Circuit. Then we have Mario Kart Wii with its example of GBA Bowser Castle 3 and Bowser Castle from the N64 sharing the same Bowser theme. And on top of that, we also have 3 circuit tracks in the form of GCN Mario Circuit, SNES Mario Circuit, and as well as N64 Mario Circuit, all sharing the same theme of Mario. But it gets better because we also have GCN Peach Beach and we also have DS Peach Gardens. Once again, highlighting the Peach theme. Starting to see where I'm going with this? It doesn't matter whether or not it's a Retro or a Nitro. Nintendo does not really care about consistency with its courses. If it's a fan favorite and people want it back, it's going to get in regardless, even if it shares a theme with an already pre-existing course. So even if DK Summit, DK Mountain have the same DK theme and are structured similarly, it will not change the fact that DK Mountain will show up in Wave 6 regardless. Why? Because it does not matter. Also, personal side note, notice how ever since the booster course has started, we have never gotten a single course that resembles Dry Dry Desert, and it's not like Nintendo didn't have the opportunity to do so, considering that before even Wave 4 or 5 happened, we had courses like Dry Dry Ruins and Yoshi Desert. And if you think they really wanted to pick a course that's straight away from the Dry Dry Desert theme, wouldn't you think they would have gone with Yoshi Desert anyway? But no, the fans wanted Sunset Wilds, they said. Oh, Nintendo and their decision making. Now, for the third slot in the Spiny Shell Cup, I originally stated that it was going to be a World Bowser track based on the World Bowser that we see in Mario 3D World. Now, I couldn't be more wrong, but you can't blame me for trying to be innovative, because around this time we had no news about SNES Bowser Castle 3, and frankly, we didn't even think we were going to get a Bowser Castle to begin with.
So that was a fucking lie.
So frankly, I just thought, might as well do something considering we don't have any Bowser representation in the course. But I now change my prediction because I have new knowledge and evidence, and like I said earlier, time is passage. So now, the new course that occupies its spot is Piranha Plant Cove, which I originally put in my Wave 5 predictions list. And frankly, the only reason why it was there to begin with was because I really wanted it in Wave 5. But oh well, beggars can't be choosers. Now, considering its placement and what kind of course it is, I think it'd be pretty decent in its... I think it's okay in the spot that I put it in. Frankly, I hold the belief that Piranha Cove and DK Mountain's spots can be switched, considering that DK Mountain originally was the third track in the Lightning Cup for Mario Kart Wii. So yeah, this course is coming, I just don't know exactly which spot, so you can flip-flop whichever spot you think it is. Now we have the final course of the Spiny Shell Cup. Now, this specific spot recently has garnered some form of controversy, considering that Moonview Highway was added in Wave 5, and considering that we only had one more Wii track after Cooper Cape, people feared that the final cup would not have a Wii track. But don't worry, your fears are unfounded. There is absolutely no way that Nintendo would throw away Wii Rainbow Road from Moonview Highway because fuck it. Wii Rainbow Road is Wii Rainbow Road. It is one of the most notorious Rainbow Roads in the entire franchise. There is no possible way that they are not ending the entire Booster Course Pass without it. Because the whole point of it being in Tour would have been for nothing. Because there is no shot in this world that Rainbow Road was meant to be a massive red herring. Because if it was, oh my god, Nintendo could not make any much of a more stupid decision. Well, that's debatable considering Wave 4, but whatever, you get what I'm trying to say here. There is no way that fricking Nintendo is going to make my joke about the last course being Toad's Factory a reality. There is just no way. So yes, call me a basic bitch for all you care, but frankly I am in the firm belief that the final course is going to be Wii Rainbow Road. It's just impossible that it's not. And those are my thoughts on all the courses that I think will show up in Wave 6. Wait, where the fuck did everyone go?
Oh, right. They left.
Wait, what? When?
As soon as you mentioned Airship Fortress.
Are you serious right now?
Well, last time I checked, I'm not really a jester, so I'm not that good with jokes.
So I was explaining nothing to just you for the past, 14 minutes?
Yup.
Speaking of you, why the hell are you still here?
It's not like I have much of a choice, considering my current state.
I see.
But if it was solely up to me, I would have joined everyone else when you mentioned Airship Fortress. Wait, no, I was kidding.
And remember everyone, stay cherryful.